Welcome back, everybody, to the Shred Academy's brand new series, MTB Jumps, Taking It Back to Basics, where we're going to redefine how you progress your jumping. And to do that, we're taking it all the way back to the beginning. So if you've clicked on this video because you're willing to take it all the way back to basics, I applaud you. In episode 1, we learned about bike setup for mountain bike jump progression. And we learned that a higher PSI in your tires and a stiffer suspension setup will make your bike more predictable going up and off the face of the jump, leading to a more successful and controlled flight path and a more controlled landing. There is one constant about all mountain bike jumps across the board, no matter size, steepness, anything. It's that your front tire is going to leave the lip of the jump first, followed by your rear tire. That's never going to change. So whatever form we're going to look to going up and off the face of the jump should aid the bike in that type of flight path. There are two ways to leave flat ground. There is the two-wheeled lift, and you have the J-hop. Now, based on those two visuals, which one do you think is going to aid us most in leaving the lip of the jump? If you said J-hop, once again, I applaud you. Here at the Shred Academy, we don't support the two-wheel lift whatsoever. We're not going to go into that in this video. We want to kind of keep it mainstream. But if you'd like to find out why, check out the video series I posted above. Now, the J-hop has almost an endless list of advantages when leaving the lip of the jump. Better rear suspension preload, being comfortable being in the rear third of your bike as the front wheel has unweighted and leaves the lip of the jump. Using the rebound to get extra pop as your rear wheel leaves the lip of the jump. Better control in the air, better control upon landing. I say the list goes on, but there is one disadvantage. It's definitely hard to learn. And it can be even more difficult if you're on the shorter side. Leverage just isn't your friend. Now, please don't skip out of the video because you don't want to learn the J-hop. You don't have to be a great J-hopper to take this form and utilize it off the lip of a jump. But you do have to understand the mechanics and how it's going to affect your bike and aid it leaving the jump. And so that's why we're going to take this J-hop and break it down into multiple videos. And today, we're just going to worry about initiating the front wheel lift. Initiating it. Not getting it super high off the ground. I say again, initiating it. Now, to initiate the front wheel lift, we're going to use two motions. Our body weight preload, and then shifting it into the rear third of the bike. But before we get to all that, we want to talk about our approach, and then let's talk a little bit about body weight preload before we get on the bike. First things first, guys, when practicing this, find a super flat and level area with not a lot of undulations that will allow you to roll nice and smooth and not be hindered by the actual ground. For our approach, we want a nice, relaxed attack position. We want to have wedged feet. We want to have a slight bend in our knee and then a nice bend at the waist, creating a nice bend with our upper body. Our eyes are looking down trail and we're ready for what's about to happen. Nice wide elbows, bend in the knees, wedge. Eyes looking down trail. This is all set up so we have room for body bike mobility. We don't want to be super tall. Yes, there's room for body bike motion, but you're all the way at the other end of the spectrum. And on the opposite end, we don't want to be hunched super close to the bike. Definitely no room for body bike motion here. And finally, please don't be looking straight down at the ground. You're not going to be able to sight where you want to start all your motions, and you're going to be just wobbling up. So we want a nice, relaxed attack position. Start with wedged feet, slight bend in the knees, a nice bend at the waist, creating a nice angle with the upper body, energy of the top of the chest pointed down trail, eyes pointed down trail, wide elbows, one finger breaking. All right, now we've got our approach form dialed in, and we're ready for the body bike movements that are about to come. Real quick, let's talk about speed before we get into body weight preload. If you're going too slow, you're going to find the balance side to side difficult, and you won't be able to focus on the movements that you need to do. Going too fast, you're going to be suddenly scared to loop out with that speed, and you're going to feel like you have to do things fast along with the speed that you brought in. So a nice medium speed, maybe 5 miles an hour, is perfect to start out with. Second, how you get that speed. Make sure you're in a gear that when you pedal, you're not just spinning to win and really unsettling your body as you're kind of getting that speed for these maneuvers. Get in a gear that as you pedal, you get the speed quite easily. All right, guys, let's talk about the subject of preload, and let's try to do it easily and simply. Preload gives a lot of people issues because they're forcing their body weight into the suspension to create one big quick suspension preload, which then gives them one quick rebound back. Unfortunately, as our bike goes up and off the lip, there's a process of suspension preload. Just like with the J-hop, there's a process of suspension preload. And that process starts with initiating suspension preload. And we do that with our body weight preload. It's going to initiate our suspension preload, not do it all at once. So we don't want to be forcing our body weight down into the bike. Now that you understand that these movements we're going to be making should be graceful and not forceful, let's talk about the integration of our body weight preload and shifting our weight back into the rear third of the bike, because we want to combine them to make a smooth motion that's going to allow us to create leverage with the handlebar. Now, to start this whole thing off, we're going to do something a little counterintuitive, but it's to help us set these next motions in play and give us a little oomph behind our motions. To show you these next several motions, I felt like it'd be best just to do it stationary on my bike. And if you have a manual machine at home or a wheel stand like this, and you're pretty good at balance, you can use this to practice the motions sitting still. As well, you should take advantage of filming yourself. Side view like I am, you'll be able to check out your body movements and really see if you're putting your body in the places it should be. Sometimes we feel like we're putting our body in certain places, but we're far from it. I'm in my relaxed attack position. I've got my bent elbows, a slight bend in my knees, and I've got my wedge going. Now, the counterintuitive motion is because I want to now set my weight down into the bottom bracket, is I'm going to kind of lift my body weight slightly off my bike so that then I can start to create a nice swift motion. Now, we do want our body weight as we start to preload to go straight down. You want to make sure that you're not going forward into the bike, because then the next motion going back is going to be that much more difficult. We want to meld the two together. So it should look something like this in slow motion. Approaching, slight lift, body weight down, and sliding back. Notice my hips are going straight back. They're not going down, and they're not going back up. My hips are coming down and then making a curve back. Notice that you're keeping your weight all in your feet here, okay? You're not unweighting the bike at all, except for that little bit of upwards motion. As you start to preload down and slide your weight back, your front foot should have its heel start to drop. Your back foot isn't going to drop a whole lot, so you understand what's going on with the lower half of your body. Your hips are going down and then angling straight back over the rear third of the bike. Now let's talk about the upper half of your body, which holds the majority of your body weight. We want to make sure that our chest as we scoot back, doesn't fall. We want to make sure that our chest kind of stays level, and so that as we initiate, we can start to pivot at our waist and angle our upper body back. So as you go through these motions, your chest should not drop towards the bar. We don't want this. As you're going through this backwards motion and you're about to reach the max length of your arms, you want to kind of shove the bike forward and your body weight back. Now, as you do this, guys, the main thing, again, not to have your chest drop and to keep your shoulders from falling in. This isn't going to allow you to really use your body weight correctly as a counterweight. You want strong, broad shoulders. Imagine putting a stick in the back of your shirt so your shoulders can't fall in. You don't want your shoulders to fall in, okay? This is strong shoulders. This is not. So if you're in a manual machine or a wheel stand like this, you can start to practice this and actually start to initiate that front wheel lift. Now, I want to urge you to be keeping your weight in your feet as you do this, and don't be stomping your body weight into the suspension. If you're in a rear wheel stand, make sure to hold the rear brake so you don't start to roll back, and you'll start to initiate a front wheel lift. That's it. That's initiating the front wheel lift, right? Little up, down, back. Okay, this is what happens when I drop my chest. Okay, notice there was nothing happened. Don't drop my chest. Front wheel lift. Boom. Let's check it out rolling, and we'll kind of break it down for you guys. All right, guys, let's set it in motion. That was literally it. Right there. So as I come in my relaxed attack position, guys, you'll see me slightly rise. Let's go back and watch it again. Up. And now down. Notice my hips went straight down. And now they're going to slide backwards. As I slide backwards, notice the slight little push. And this is where it's key to not let the shoulders fall in. You want strong shoulders right here. At this point, guys, you can see that my back foot has finally dropped its heel. And this is going to allow me to push into the pedals as I'm kind of leaning backwards. I don't want my knees to collapse into the bike. Make sure there's tension of you leaning back on the handlebars. This tension between leaning back on the handlebars and pushing into the pedals is what creates rear suspension preload. Look to see if you can see it here as my dog barks. This is all because of the tension created and tension of you pushing down into the pedals and pushing this way, not down. We want to be pushing into the pedals. Super important. Keeping that nice angle in the upper body, keeping the eyes pointed down trail, and having strong shoulders and not letting them fall in. We are not trying to get the bike super tall. This height doesn't need to happen off of the initial wheel lift. We're not trying to manual, we're trying to initiate. Again, we're just trying to initiate the front wheel lift. Remember, you don't want your body weight preload to be harsh. As I come in and I really put a lot of oomph into this, watch the suspension kick back up. Before I can even get anything done, it's rebounded already. So this super hard preload doesn't help at all. Remember, we're not trying to unweight the bike. As I come in here, body weight preload, and then I unweight the bike completely. Notice how my toes start to point? This isn't going to allow me to actually weight the rear third of the bike and explode off of the rear tire. I'm going to have to try to get the rest of the motions in before my weight falls back down to the ground. Keep your weight on the rear third of the bike. And I can't stress enough, don't let your chest fall. Body weight up, straight down and back. And now notice here, I don't have any leverage point to actually push and pull.
There's no pulling here. I don't have any use of this upper body. And as well, where am I looking? We need to have as much leverage as we can so that our next motions after the initial wheel lift can allow us to lift the front tire higher and start to explode off of the rear tire. You can't do that from here. So remember, nice smooth motions. Don't let your chest fall, strong shoulders, eyes looking forward, create suspension preload, initiate the initial wheel lift.
Remember, don't drop your chest. You're not going to be able to do the maneuvers that are going to come after the initial wheel lift, which would be the wheel lift continued / start of the explosion. Guys, that's this episode. That's the initial wheel lift. Melging a nice smooth body weight preload with shifting our weight straight back over the rear third of the bike, keeping our chest up, not dropping, to allow us a good leverage point for the maneuvers to come, and initiating the front wheel lift and initiating rear suspension preload. If you like this video and it helped you out, please remember to leave a comment and always like, share, and subscribe with your friends. We're about to hit that 10K mark. Can't wait. I also want to urge you, just don't go and take this to the jump yet. Trust the process. Meet me for the next episode. It'll drop in another day or so, guys. Now, if you'd like to see the channel continue to grow and continue to help people, please become a paid Patreon. They make this channel possible. Trust me, YouTube is not paying a content creator my size a lot of money, but I love doing it and we're going to keep doing it. If you'd like to support our race season by becoming a Patreon sponsor, please check out the details in the description. $100 gets your name on my sleeve. $200 gets your name on my sleeve, plus your very own jersey with your name on the back of it. Maddie's pumped about that. Now, if I don't see it until the next episode, please remember to ride hard and ride safe. Be kind to everyone, guys, on and off the trail. Kindness goes a long way. But if I do see you out here at the trail system somewhere, make sure to come say hello. I want to thank you for supporting the channel and viewing and watching and all that stuff. But until that time, guys, rubber side down.